Let me ask you a question. What is the one thing that can make the difference between a life of isolation and a life of hope for a disabled person? It's not money, it's not the best wheelchair, the latest gadgets, or even the perfect care package. It is relationships. Hello, and welcome to InspireAbility. And today we're looking at relationships, the love, patience, and support of family and friends. They can actually completely transform the life of a disabled person and their disability experience. And without it, even the strongest person can actually feel like they are crumbling inside. Relationships are important, and we want to talk about them today. I would like to share why my family support matters so deeply, the mistakes we've all made, the lessons I've learned, and how strong, loving relationships can be the bridge between surviving and actually truly thriving. It can make a world of difference. And I'm sure we all want to choose thriving over surviving. When I had my accident, life turned upside down, right side up. I went from being independent, walking, driving, good career, making my own choices, to suddenly needing help, even with the simplest things. The doer was not becoming the person things were being done for. That shift is very humbling, painful, and for someone like me, it came with a constant thought. Am I becoming a burden to the people I love? One evening stands out. I was trying to do something small, just carry a plate of food from the kitchen to the living room. My body was in pain, my balance wasn't what it used to be, and I fall very often. So that evening, there was that smashing sound that echoed round the house. It could be heard everywhere. And that moment, I felt useless. I felt helpless. People rushed in. They could have been frustrated. They could have thought, why did you bother doing it? But they told me, just sit down. Or they also calmly addressed the situation. They could have just been mad with me, upset with me for even trying. But they chose to laugh gently. They chose to help me up. And they chose to ask if I wanted to try again or if I wanted to just sit by in the chair for them to get the things over to me. It's very different. Um, they valued the relationship, they valued me, and they responded accordingly. That moment might sound ordinary for some people, but it is powerful because they gave me a choice. They didn't strip away my confidence completely and my independence. They didn't just drag them off me. No, they respected this. At the same time, they were there for me, helping me to lead at my own pace and choosing the support I wanted. Of course, there were other moments too, very tough ones. And I've heard from people, I've heard from a lot of you. And there were times when people had the best intentions at heart. And there are times family members of disabled people, friends of disabled people want to help them. And they feel helping is deciding for us. They speak helping is speaking over us in appointments. They feel helping is assuming that they can do things for us or that we need them, so they can just do anything without asking, without bringing us in the picture, without confirming with us first. Of course, those moments hurt because it would feel like our voices are not being heard, our voices are being taken away. But with honesty and patience, we can all walk through these things. And that process of learning on both sides can become just the transformative support and makes the relationship thrive and make the bond stronger and make a disabled person enjoy being in such relationships. So, what does powerful transformative support from family and friends actually look like? Let's break this down into some core truths. And I'll weave this into real examples so that it's not just theory. We're learning together, and I'll try to come up for each learning point some examples that we can all relate to, and it can help us build our own relationships as well as disabled people or those people looking after disabled friends and family. Emotional support is everything. Emotion. We need to have strong emotions to be able to move on. So it's not always about what people do, it's about how they show up. When I was at my lowest, what mattered wasn't grand gestures. It was the family member who sat quietly with me when I couldn't find the words. It was the friend who sent a text saying, I'm thinking of you. The friend who made me laugh when all I wanted to do was cry, sob, and think about how miserable my life had become. Those were the ones that mattered at those times. I'll give an example. A disabled person may not always need solutions. Sometimes we just need space to vent without someone rushing in to fix it for us. No, we're at that point where we just want to express, emotionally express. All we need then is just emotional presence, listening ears, gentle encouragement, unconditional love. These can actually stop loneliness from taking over. This can help us go through that stage, the process, maybe it's grieving, acceptance process, whatever process or stage the disabled person is at. Just being emotionally present without coming in very authoritatively to fix whatever the problem is might just be what they need you to be at that time. Respecting independence, this is another very key one. One of the hardest battles for disabled people is holding on to their sense of autonomy. Everybody thinks they have to do everything for you once they realize you're disabled. Yes, I might take longer to get dressed. I might even fumble over buttons. But if my family always step in without asking, it would chip away every of my confidence, every of my stability. It will make me feel less than a human being. So it's always good to ask. An example is a friend who once helped me into the car, but instead of lifting me straight away, yeah, do you want to try first? That single question gave me dignity. Families need to remember that helping isn't about taking over, it's about standing close enough to catch us if we fall. And sometimes, even when we fall, we need to stay down for a bit to regain ourselves. Find out from us if we're ready to get up and try again. What are the right attitudes to have? Appointments, medication, meals, those practical things. Help is essential. We do oftentimes need help with it. But how it is offered, how the help is offered makes a difference between empowerment and dependency. If you offer in a way that empowers us, then we're not feeling as if our life is over and we're not becoming dependent on you. My friend's sister would sometimes drive her to hospital appointments, but instead of just saying I'll take you, she would ask, would you like me to come with you? A better, a more dignified way of being included in the disabled person's journey. Or do you want me to go, or do you want to go on your own at this time? It's not like you can't go by yourself anyway, so I might as well drop you off. No, is do you want to try? Because the disabled person could try to get a car or to have other ideas. So expressing it in this way, and it makes the disabled person not to feel dependent, but just feeling empowered to, and they feel as if they still have a voice and their voices are being heard. It gave her the opportunity to process it, to be part of the decision making. And it made her not feel like a passenger in somebody else's car, or a passenger even in her own life where other people decide for her, just like she's being driven to appointments and she would have to just sit there passively. In her life, she's a passenger as well, where everybody makes decisions and everybody does everything for her or for him. It really does help how we present, even when we know that the disabled person needs that support. Now, there has to be healthy boundaries for everyone. Family support should never mean family burnout. I am very strong on this. I love my family. I love the fact, especially my children, that they want to support. But there's also a limit to support that they can offer per time. Because when loved ones overextend themselves, it can create resentment on both sides. They're tired, they're worn out, I am frustrated, and nobody's enjoying the relationship anymore. Create opportunities to laugh, to chill, to leave the thing undone sometimes, but just be there as a family and prevent burnout of the person looking after you. I've had to learn to say, I can manage this. Please go rest. Don't worry about it. Let's leave it till next time. At first, I felt awkward. But it was actually strengthening for our relationship when I was looking after their welfare just as they were looking after mine. We don't have to wash those dishes at that time. We don't necessarily have to sweep the floor at that time. We could let it be so that they could find rest, whilst I also could then trust that they'll be there tomorrow to support me. Support should actually be mutual, it should be both ways. The family needs to rest and they need to feel as if it's okay to rest. And the disabled person needs to know that when they want to rest, it's not that they're rejecting you, but they need a break, and the break is okay because it's sustainability. It makes sure they can turn up tomorrow to offer you support, and the next day and the day after that. But if they do burn out, if they crash out, then you're all alone, and that is a worst state today. Honest communication is key. A lot of people, especially from my ethnicity, hide and shy away from this. We gloss over those communications, we struggle with them. But honest communication is key in such vital relationship. So many frustrations in families that come from assumptions. Oh, I thought you meant this. Oh, I felt this. But talking it through, speaking up and talking through things would help to minimize those wrong assumptions, and all of you can be on the same page and the relationship can blossom the more. I once had a family member who thought helping meant speaking for me in public places like events and social gatherings. Wow, it was just so interesting. Yes, I am disabled now, but it doesn't mean I cannot speak for myself. As you all can see, I can, and very eloquently at that. So the intention was good. Oh, they didn't want people to cheat me, they didn't want people to treat me badly, but I could still hold my own. It left me feeling invincible. That was not the intention, but that was what it achieved. When I finally said, I need you to let me answer first, and then step in if I'm not being listened to, or if things change, or if you feel your presence would make a difference, then I would ask for it. So asking instead of assuming builds trust. Start off the day by, how can I help you today? Do you want me to do this? Or would you rather handle this yourself? These small questions, this small gesture of understanding actually builds relationship and make them stronger. So here's what I've learned. Relationships can either break us or build us. It all depends on how we handle the relationship. Family support When it's grounded in love, respect, and patience, doesn't just lighten the load, it transforms the journey. Love, respect, and patience. And it should be from all parties. When it's one sided, it causes division, it breaks the family. But when it's from every member of the family, it builds the home, it builds everybody and glues us all together. Going back to my ethnicity as an example, it's quite a bit more challenging because disabled people are not seen the way the Western world generally see them. Often they are meant to be each they're meant to um, hide them so that they're not seen prominently in public. That's kind of like a family shame and embarrassment, especially children with disabilities for their parents. So all of those things go on, and so the person, disabled person, might not feel respected, or they often don't even feel loved, despite the good intentions or the societal reasoning behind their care, their loved ones' behavior. So we need to understand the fact that love, respect, and patience makes a world of difference, and it transforms the journey of relationship building if we get it right. And my ethnicity as well, the woman is often second class to the man. And especially now, you're a woman with disabilities. Oh, everybody treats you even lower than the lowest. And regardless of your pedigree, um, they kind of don't see it until it stares them in the face. And assumptions are made that completely stress you of your self worth, respect, and dignity. So we need to think about these things, especially from my ethnic background. We need to be careful. We need to think about these things because that disabled person might be the CEO of three thriving organizations. The fact that they're disabled, they're in a wheelchair, they have a deformity or the other due to whatever, does not mean that they do not deserve your respect, does not mean that they're less than you. Treat them with the love and respect because that's the only way they can trust you and the relationship can thrive. If you are living with a disability, my encouragement is this: do not shut people out. Let your family walk alongside you that journey. It can be a lonely journey. It can be a very, very emotionally stressful journey. But let your family walk alongside you. And if you're a family member or a friend, know this: your patience, your encouragement, your willingness to listen, those things are more powerful than you would ever realize. And I want to say this: let us learn to set boundaries. For the disabled person, you might need to set boundaries because some people will just naturally choose not to show you any form of respect. And even people that respected you before, if your disabilities are acquired, like has been like in my case, will probably then begin to treat you very differently. So you need to set boundaries so you're not emotionally wounded. But that does not mean shutting everybody out. You treat the situation as you ought to treat it. But where people are open minded, very respectful, caring, loving, and and show you empathy and willing to go along the journey with you, please be very open minded and allow them walk through this journey with you because it's beautiful when you allow others walk through this journey with you. Know when they need to come in. I'll give a personal example here. I have a child with disabilities as well, and there are times that communication can be a bit of a struggle. So we're going to appointments, allow him speak, and where I see okay, this especially the care provider is not very aware of him as a person. Maybe they're meeting me for the first time, or maybe they don't meet him too often, so they kind of forget what his needs are. I then ask very politely, do you want me to step in now? Do you want me to say this next? And allow him, because I know he's already looking at me, probably thinking, why is this woman quiet? Just finish this up. But I still allow the opportunity to say, do you want me to do it now? And when I get the nod or when I get the affirmation quietly, then I then say this and this and this. And it does help because then it's feeling dignified. And there are times I start talking, I then step back and say, do you want to finish up? Even if I know he won't be able to finish up, I say allow him that opportunity. So he feels empowered, he feels respected, he feels as if he still has a voice in all of it. And regardless of who is telling me anything, and they want to, because you meet some professionals, you just want to get the thing done, and they're like, oh, quickly tell us quickly, just sign this. If I'm like, I'm sorry, I would have to still speak to him because it is life. Yes, he might need support, but it's still his decision to make in the long run. So I will speak to him and I will get back to you. That empowers him. That makes him know that I can get home and speak to mom about this. And I know that she has my back. So please let's create this comfortable, thriving atmosphere. And I'm saying it as a disabled person myself. And as somebody who also looks after a disabled person, my life is very complex. You must be thinking right now. Yes, it is. Um, but we've been able to build a strong network, myself and my children, irrespective of what their own needs are, because we took these things and we walked through a process together that does not leave any one of us out. And we all feel empowered on a day-to-day basis. What I can't do, they do. What they can't do, I do. And we just walk together in a unique, beautiful way. And it gives me joy that we laugh, we're happy. And just because we bother to show love and respect for one another, it goes a long way. It does go a long way. But remember, when you need to set boundaries, please do set boundaries so that you don't get hurt in the process. Disabilities often change routines. Oh, I am a living witness of that. Everything changed within a day for me. But love and relationships, they change lives. Showing love, showing respect, empathizing, being there for that person, regardless of what their routine is, will change their lives. It will pull them out of isolation. It will pull them out of feeling dejected and unworthy to thinking, yes, somebody still loves me and this person cares for me and this person respects me. This person values me and this person would always be there for me. It is very, very comforting and rewarding for a disabled person to have this thought day and night. It's very reassuring. I can't explain the reassurance you get from such as a disabled person. It is very reassuring. And for you that peradventure you've not been able to work things out with your loved ones and friends, I encourage you to do so because it will make your life a lot better for you and for them as well. Your lives will be completely transformed. I want to say thank you for being here with me today. If this discussion has resonated with you in any way, please do not forget to keep hit the like, the subscribe, and the share buttons because together we are building a community where we can build up people, increase our independence, help us to live all, regardless of our disabilities or our caring roles, to build hope and strength in one another. And let us realize that it's a working process, it's a journey. Disability is not the end of our lives, it's actually the beginning of the new path, new ways. And if we tweak things around, if we learn from the errors of yesterday and make very good constructive changes to today, and tomorrow we'll live better lives as disabled people. So do drop your thoughts in the comment section. So what one way a family support has actually changed your journey? Just drop it there. What's the one way? What's the one thing that somebody has done, how they've done it, that's actually made your journey what it is today? Whether you are living with disability or working alongside somebody who is disabled, drop your comments. What part of that journey has shaped you to be who you are today? And where you think things need to be done, please do share in the comments. I'll be able to walk through things together, come up with strategies together that will help all of us to live very fulfilling lives as disabled people. Remember this, with InspireAbilities, we don't just survive, we thrive, and we thrive together. That's the aim, that's the purpose. So please bring your comments, bring your questions, and I'll do my best to respond to them. Very practical ways. As you all are aware, I'm very experienced in health and social care, but I am now a disabled person, proudly one, and I have both professional experience and personal experience, and I'm also a carer. So bring it, and we will walk through this journey together. This is Ruby from InspireAbility, and this is where we thrive because we are uniquely us. Thank you for staying with me on this episode, and see you next time. Bye for now. Bye.